Okay, today, we start section 8.7, complex eigenvalues and eigenvectors. So far, we have studied the matrices whose entries are all reals. But for some matrices whose entries are all real, still can have the eigenvalues which is not real. So we start that. We look over those first in this section. In this section, we introduce complex vector space, complex matrix, complex eigenvalue, and complex eigenvectors. Complex vector space. Set of n vectors with n complex component is denoted by this. All the Cn, C to the n, and all the entries are from complex numbers. Okay? If we define a vector addition and scalar multiplication of vectors in Cn similar to those for Rn, then this Cn form a vector space over C, and this dimension is equal to n. Okay, the important thing is it's not R here. If the Cn is a vector space over C, then its dimension is n. This is important part that we explain. If EIs can be written in this way, then a vector V in Cn can be expressed as a linear combination of these. But these GIs comes from a complex number. It comes from C, not R. So any complex number can be written as a scalar multiple of these. Any complex vector in Cn can be written as a linear combination of this if these GIs are complex numbers. Okay? Then these EIs are linear independent, and also this spans Cn. So this is from a basis. What's the number of this set? What's the cardinality of this set? What's the number of vectors in this set? How many? N. So we have a basis whose cardinality is n. So dimension of Cn over C is what? N. That's the reason. This is the difference. But if we only use Ri's here, those real numbers, then we need, this is not enough. We need the complex numbers here instead of these ones here, the imaginary numbers I. So we need two n vectors to represent all the vectors in Cn. If the underlying field is, this is R instead of C, then we need two n vectors to span Cn. So in that case, we need two n vectors. So the dimension, the basis, the cardinality of a basis of Cn over R is 2n. So dimension of Cn over C over R is what? It's going to be 2n. So that's the difference. But anyway, you just learn. This form of basis for Cn over C. So the dimension is n. For a complex number G and the complex conjugate can be written in this way, and the length of G can be found in this. This is called the modulus of G. Modulus. And if you denote the complex number G as this, G can be written in this way. G can be written as a point in R2, in the plane. Then that point can be written as with this R and theta, a polar coordinate. Like this. Okay? So the radius, the length, the modulus of G is if it is R, and then in this case the modulus of G is R, and the tangent theta is B of A for this. For complex number vector U, we define its conjugate as this. Okay. We now define a Euclidean inner product, the special case of inner product. Inner product. It's Euclidean inner product. Let U and V is in Cn. Then inner product, dot product of U and V can be written in this way. when these are complex vectors. The V1 hat times U1 plus V2 hat times U2, Vn hat times Un, like this. We write this as the inner product of U and V, like this. This is a dot product, and this is an inner product. And this is the way to define. Okay. If we define like this, for the vectors in Cn, then it satisfies the following four property. Then we call it is an inner product, Euclidean inner product. So then this is special case of an inner product. And the previous dot product that you have learned in chapter 1 is a special case of this Euclidean inner product. And okay, it is satisfied. This is not commutative. We need the conjugate here, but it can be distributive, and this constant can come out, and it is always non-negative. And if it is 0, then the V is 0. This is called the positivity of the inner product. So these are four properties, like what you saw in before. Only difference is here, isn't it? Definition. The norm of U can be defined in this way, like you did see, the square root of inner product of U and U, and which can be defined in this way. And the distance is same, like this. Distance is same, similarly defined like you did. Only difference here is you need a modular, because it's a complex number. It's not parenthesis. We need a modular. We need the length. Okay? Because these UIs and these UI minus VIs can be all complex number. So we need a modular. If the inner product of two vectors are 0, then we call they are orthogonal to each other. As we say. And if if the inner product of two vectors are negative, then means it has a wide angle like this. If the inner product is positive, then it has a small, narrow angles. If the inner product equals 0, then which means that means U and V's are orthogonal. Okay. For the given vector, given two vector, compute the Euclidean inner product and their Euclidean distance. So Euclidean inner product UV is defined with what? V hat times V1 hat times U1, V2 hat times U2, V3 hat times U3. Okay? So that can be found as 8 plus 4i. The distance is subtract those and find the square of the modulus and add all of them and take a square root, which gives us square root 13. Okay, that can be found in this way. Define two vectors and find the Hermitian inner product and find the norm of U minus V. And that gives you the same answers that you have. Okay, next. Complex eigenvalues and eigenvectors of real matrix. Let A be a real square matrix of order n. This is a real matrix now. And the eigenvalues of A are zeros of the characteristic polynomials. And eigenvalues can be a complex number, even for the real matrix. Okay? And if we find the eigenvector corresponding to the complex eigenvalue, it will be another complex number, complex vectors. Okay. Here is the first theorem. If lambda is a complex eigenvalue of n by n real matrix, then x and x is corresponding eigenvector, then the complex conjugate of lambda is also an eigenvalue of A. This is a very interesting fact. And x hat is x conjugate. X conjugate is an eigenvector corresponding to the conjugate of lambda. Okay, this is very easy. So for the real matrix, if you have a complex eigenvalue, then you already found another different eigenvalue, distinct eigenvalue, which is a conjugate, complex conjugate of the one that you've already found. See, since the eigenvector, so if is a non-zero vector, and so its conjugate should be a non-zero vector. if AX is equal lambda X and X is an eigenvector, and if A is real, which means is a real matrix, then A conjugate should be is itself. Okay. So, let's see. AX conjugate is equal to AX conjugate of AX, isn't it? Because A is a real matrix. So AX is equal to lambda X. So take a conjugate of A. We can split it like this. What that means is AX conjugate is equal to lambda conjugate times X conjugate, which means this is a non-zero vector. So this is an eigenvalue of A, and this is its corresponding eigenvector. So for a real matrix, if you have a complex eigenvalue, then you have its conjugate as its eigenvalue. And also, the eigenvector, you don't have to find it differently. Just take a conjugate of the eigenvector of lambda. So, 이게 시험에 잘 나오는 문제예요. 시험에. 리얼 행렬 주고, 아이겐밸류 해가지고, 남은 아이겐밸류 하나 더 찾아라. 그러면 그냥 따로 계산하지 않아도 되는 거야. Okay. Eigenvalue of complex matrix. Now, eigenvalues of complex matrix. Okay. If A is equal to A conjugate transpose. If A is equal to A star. If A is equal to A star, then all eigenvalues of A are real. If A is equal to A star, conjugate transpose, like, then eigenvalue of that matrix is all real. Here is the proof that you already saw before. If lambda is an eigenvalue of A, then AX is equal to lambda X. We multiply X conjugate transpose on both sides, on the left hand side. Okay? Then this X star AX is equal to X star AX, which is this, which is this, which is this. Isn't it? Then divide by the square of norm of X on both sides. Then lambda can be written in this way. Okay? We want to show this is a real number for the matrix A, which is same as A star. Okay? We want to show this is a real. So this is a non-zero real number already. So all we have to show is this is a real number. This is 1 by 1, X star X. So we want to show conjugate of this is same as itself. Okay? So what we just need to show X star AX is a real number, 1 by 1 real number. So conjugate of X star AX can be written in this way. So this is a what? Conjugate transpose, but X is what? Okay, and this can be written as okay, here X conjugate transpose and conjugate make X just transpose, and AX conjugate of AX stays here. And we know this is a 1 by 1 scalar. So transpose of this is same as itself. So take a transpose of this, which is this. You can change it. And this can be written in this way. And this conjugate transpose make what? The stars here. So X star times A star times X is this. But the condition says A is A star, A conjugate transpose. So this A star can be written as A here. So which means this is same as this, which says this X star AX is a real number. So this is a real number and this is a real number. So lambda is a real number. So all eigenvalues are real. That's it. Therefore, the eigenvalue of this matrix, this type of matrix, the eigenvalue that satisfies this matrix, this condition is all real. That's what it says. Okay, show that the eigenvalues of C are lambda is equal to A plus minus BI. This is the example of this is a real matrix. And we have the complex eigenvalue A plus BI. Then A minus BI is also an eigenvalue. Okay, this one. And for that case, then C can be decomposed as this. C can be written as a product of these two matrices. Where theta is the angle between x-axis and the line passing through the origin and the point AB. Here is the solutions. So characteristic equation of the matrix E can be written in this way. So the solutions for this is lambda is equal to A plus minus BI. These are the eigenvalue of C. Okay. If A, B are not both 0, then A can be written in this way and B can be written in this way. Both not 0. Therefore, okay, A can be written. So this can be easily seen as a product of these two matrices, which can be written here, like this. Okay, so what that means, when the AB is a point whose this is a theta and this is the modulus and this is the angle, then with this we can rewrite this one in here. And another thing, so this is just one example. One interesting is this. This matrix has a two distinct eigenvalue. Okay, so this matrix, this 2 by 2 matrix is always what? Similar to a diagonal matrix whose diagonal entries are A plus BI and A minus BI, isn't it? So if you have this, so the eigenvalues which has the complex conjugate, then you can always find a similar matrix which looks like this. Okay, and yeah. As what I said on the board, this matrix can be diagonalized with the diagonal matrix whose main diagonal entries are A plus BI and A minus BI. So every real matrix, for every real matrix, you can find a similar matrix which is a real matrix and who has 2 by 2 real blocks as a main diagonal entries. Okay, I think that's the end of section 8.7. Any questions?